practice notes. My name is Kaylee Bontrager and I'm a student at the Cleveland Institute of Music, and today I'm going to offer some practice tips on musical phrasing. There are two main steps to practicing your phrasing. First is planning your phrases and what you want them to look like, and second is figuring out how to accomplish those ideas using the tools in your musical toolbox. I'm going to start off by playing the theme to Paganini's 24th Caprice to give some examples of how to phrase with a melody that you're probably already familiar with. So first, I want to figure out what I want the phrases to look like. There are cues that we can find within the music, especially if we use some basic theory knowledge. Right at the beginning, there's the A minor tonic, which goes to the dominant chord, which is E major, and it goes back and forth between those two. We can show the strong leading of the dominant to the tonic by showing a forward direction in the dominant harmonies as we phrase them. The cadence is a great place to end the phrase, and since this one ends with a dominant chord, it leaves us with a sort of question that takes us right back to tonic. Since this opening is repeated twice, we want to make it different each time. So the first time I'm going to just present the theme as it is. The second time will be a little quieter as an echo. Through the next longer line, we can follow the rise and fall of the pitches, the downward sequences, by creating a gradual diminuendo and resolving quietly back to A minor. So let's take another phrase, one that's not as intuitively shaped. I'm going to play the opening of Prokofiev's Second Violin Concerto. So this opening gesture is repeated twice. So the second time I'm going to make a little bit more present. In terms of the shape of the line, it's important to find the peaks or high points of your phrase, go towards them, and come away after them. I like to go toward the E flat in this case, since it's the highest note of the opening gesture. And another aspect of phrasing is tension and release, which may involve bringing out half steps, accidentals, or dissonances. There's tension here between the E flat and the C sharp, which is the first note that strays from the key of G minor. So I like to go towards both of these two notes, pulling out the sound before releasing it. If you feel like you're stuck in a phrasing rut, try putting words to your phrase and following the natural inflection of your voice, or simply singing the melody out loud. Speaking and singing have a natural rhythm and rise and fall to them just like phrasing, and they can be great tools. Vibrato can be another really useful tool when shaping a phrase. Try adding more vibrato to notes that you want to bring out, and to increase the intensity of a phrase, gradually make your vibrato faster and narrower. You can experiment with different varieties and pacing of vibratos. For example, if you want to create a fuller, more open sound, you can use a wider vibrato, keeping it slow. Or maybe you want to start out with no vibrato and just add a little bit to warm up the sound as you go. Personally, I think this beginning is kind of mysterious and has an edge to it, so I like to start with minimal vibrato, and as I add some to keep it fast and narrow. There are lots of other details that you can add to make your phrases more meaningful and convincing, such as a tasteful slide into a shift, using timing and slight rubato, and using your bones to help you phrase intuitively. I'm going to play through the opening now so that the little details that I've mentioned you can see in context. So watch the way I use my bow, and vibrato, timing, and any other things that you can notice. So try it yourself. Start with a small phrase and identify where each note is going and where the high points of your phrase are. I know sometimes all the options can be overwhelming, but remember there's no one right way to do it. If you feel stuck, just pick something and go with it. If it doesn't work out, no problem. You can choose a different line contour or peak. Going through that discovery process will help you become more invested in your musical lines and enjoy them more, and they'll stick with you. One more tip if you're feeling stuck or uninspired is to listen to your favorite musicians. Notice when you feel those deep emotional connections or points in the line, and pause to observe the hows and the whys. Are they using a faster bow speed and more intense vibrato to lead up to the peak? Is the sound becoming warmer and fuller? How did the slight delay of the arrival increase the emphasis? Don't be afraid to try these things and have fun with it. You can record yourself to see if your musical ideas are coming across audibly to the listener. It's hard to go too far with phrasing, so go for it. Thank you guys for watching, and I wish you all the best.